IGN's Comic-Con coverage brought to you by Death Race. In theaters August 22nd.
So, Land of the Lost, how big of a fan were you?
Never heard of the title. Sounded very strange to me. Didn't know who Will was. Got a parking ticket, and there was a really strange kind of work program that they had where you can come in and direct a film of an old sci-fi series. I am just of that age where actually I was a major Land of the Lost fan. And that was actually the great thing. Will and I have known each other for years and never worked together. And he actually said to me, come do this. And I couldn't believe that he actually, had talked the Crofts into actually letting him go do it. Right. And was thrilled because, I felt very proprietary about that show. That show was, I watched it first run. I was there when I was 9 watching it. So I had major opinions, which you have to when you tackle a property like this to feel like you're going to not only do it justice, but be able to have the courage to take it forward, because otherwise the problem is you take baby steps and you can't. You got to be pretty brave. And so it was a blast.
And would you say the treatment's a pretty big departure from the original series?
Well, the original series, everyone has to remember, was truly a Saturday morning show for families that, as Sid and Marty would always remind us, it was broadcast standards, and basically everything on Saturday mornings had to have a certain educational content. So you have lots of moment where, well, Holly, friends are very important. So, there was at times an earnestness. So, of course, we're jackals, so we steal that stuff. So there's amazing moments in the film that are my favorite, where Will Ferrell is explaining to Shaka the first time he meets him. Now, Shaka, though I am a doctor, I'm not a licensed physician, which is a genuine piece of dialogue out of the pilot of The Land of the Lost. You can't beat that stuff. So we had a great time with it. But yeah, the original show, again, it was a family, and Will both between his own age and also what we wanted to do with these characters, the peril we wanted to put them in, these guys could have never done to the extent that we wished to with a family, and it wouldn't be comfortable for viewers either. So it was pretty easy in our mind to kind of track the departures we wanted to make and feel very good about them. And again, the blessing was Sid and Marty were there the whole time, which was nice, and they were really excited.
So, there's always a fair amount of improv when Will Ferrell's around, and was that the case for this?
Yeah, Will is, what's great about a guy like Will coming out of a Groundlings background is that improv is not suddenly it's not like a writing exercise of look at what I can do. A lot of people, when they try to improv, they try to work out their inner screenwriter, and it gets too complicated or too showy, and Will, it's just breathing for him. And he's also very, a lot of stand-up comics who become actors can be desperately needy. Will can just toss off something, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So there's plenty in there. I actually took advantage of the fact that he was that gifted. I would constantly cue him with thoughts, or what about this? Camera's rolling. Boom. He's just a wonderful machine where you can make it honest and truthful. And so there's that. But he also he cares about that screenplay. And so it's not to make it seem like it's all a big improv platform. It's not. He really, that was the thing I respected. He too knew that if you don't have a good script to start, you're in trouble.
Right on. Well, what do you have coming up next?
I have a year of post-production. I just wrapped this movie 4 weeks ago. We're sort of the Comic-Con group that snuck in before graduation, We're still doing our finals, and we got to come to the party. So we just wrapped, but we wanted to come to premiere our teaser, and so I will be working. We released July 17th of next year, so a year from last week. So I'll be working on the picture pretty much right up until late spring.
So we'll see you here next year, but you'll just be at one of the bars, drunk, passed out.
I will be under the table already. McBride and I, probably Yorma, will just look for the police report. We'll be there.